Shabbat Shalom, friends. It is such a pleasure to have you all here. I'm actually delighted. I want to welcome everyone who trudged through Storm Watch 2024.
A drizzle.
For those of you
drizzle.
who are joining us online, perhaps from other cities or other places even in the world, it's raining lightly in Los Angeles tonight, which means head for the hills, hide under your dining room table. There's grave danger. But God bless. Some folks decided to brave the elements and join us for this Shabbat service. And so for those of you who are here with us in person and those of you who are here with us on screen, we invite you to celebrate this Shabbat and the gift of our being together as we join in singing Hinei Ma Tov. The words can be found at the top of page 10 in the prayer book. Top of page 10. Please join with me. Hinei ma tov u'ma na'im, shevet achim gam yachad. Hinei ma tov u'ma na'im, shevet achim gam yachad. Hinei ma tov u'ma na'im, shevet achim gam yachad. Hinei ma tov u'ma na'im, shevet achim gam yachad. I hear you sing it. Hinei ma tov u'ma na'im, shevet achim gam yachad. Shevet achim gam yachad. Hinei ma tov u'ma na'im, shevet achim gam yachad. Hinei ma tov u'ma na'im, shevet achim gam yachad. Hinei ma tov u'ma na'im, shevet achim gam yachad. Hinei ma tov u'ma na'im, shevet achim gam yachad.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
So good to be here with all of you on this rainy night and to gather with the light and the warmth of being in community. As we begin to settle in, you've walked across the temple with hopefully your umbrella or not so much. You've arrived from traffic or from a busy week. And as we become present in this moment with one another, I wanted to share these words from Rumi. It's called a poem called The Guest House. This being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival. A joy, a depression, a meanness, some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all. Even if they're a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house, empty of its furniture, still treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. We'll move into the peace and the respite that comes with Shabbat, with words Tov Lehodot. We're grateful to be here on our supplemental page. Please join us.
Tov lehodot l'Adonai, ultzameh l'shimcha elyon. Tov לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון. I sing the day of days, my lips shall sing your praise, for I know that you'll always be here surrounding me. So, להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון. טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון. My spirit takes release, I close my eyes in peace, and from my soul, heard far above, springs a song of love. So, להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון. טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון. I wish to understand the wonders of your hand, for all the blessings that are mine rise from your design. So, להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון. טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון. טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון. טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון.
Page 344.
Sing unto God all the earth a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. Shiru Adonai Kol Haaretz. Shiru Adonai Shir Chadai.
We turn back to page 20 and 21 as we join together in Lecha Dodi. We rejoice as we get to greet this Shabbat in celebration. We'll be doing verses 1 and 2 on 20 and 5 and 9 on 21.
Lecha dodi Likrat kala B'nei Shabbat Lekavela Lecha dodi Likrat kala B'nei Shabbat Lekavela Shabbat v'zachor v'dibur echad Yishmi'anu el hamiuchad Adonai echad Yishumo echad V'shemu tiferet v'litila lecha dodi Likrat kala B'nei Shabbat Lekavela Lecha dodi Shabbat lechu v'nelcha ki mekor habracha merosh mikedem nesucha sof ma'aseh b'machshava tchila lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat lekavela lecha dodi
Top of 21.
Hitoreri, kiva ore, kuni ori, uri shidaberi, kivod Adonai alayich nigla lecha dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat, lekavela, lecha dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat, lekavela.
We rise and face the entrance bottom of 21.
בואי ושלום, עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצולה, חוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, we're going to join together in the Baruch Hu, which you can find on page 28. But before we do that, I have to express deep gratitude to Rabbi Lisa Burney.
Oh.
She was clapping on the 2 and 4.
It only took 10 years, but I got there.
I think it's possible that she's not Jewish.
Thank you. Yep, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Oh. Page 28.
You don't get all those jokes. We'll discuss it at Oneg Shabbat.
may be seated. Last Shabbat, the Torah reminded us of the importance of light with the description of the Ner Tamid in Rabbi Chasen's beautiful sermon, the eternal light that illumines our sanctuary. And on this Shabbat, we have the opportunity to bless a student with a Hebrew name whose inner light illumines our community. And so we're going to invite up Miss Lucy Loughlin and her parents. Come on up, Shelley and Mark. Come on up. Come on up. Right in here. So next Shabbat, Lucy, I'm actually going to switch here, Lucy. Okay. So next Shabbat, Lucy is going to be called to the Torah as a bat mitzvah. And so in preparation for her bat mitzvah, tonight she is going to receive her Hebrew name, and we're all going to be a part of getting a chance to bless her. And so Lucy, your parents have chosen a very special Hebrew name for you. Lucy's name is going to be Zohara, which means radiance or splendor. It means light. And Lucy, you are someone who, with her contagious smile and with her deep, deep kindness and with her ability to just fill any space that you're in with this sense of belonging and care, you are someone who brings so much light to your family and to your friends and to this very community. And so we are very excited to get a chance to bless you with this special name. So, Miss Lucy, may you, daughter of Israel, be like the women who came before you. May you be patient as Sarah, knowing like Rebecca, nurturing as Leah, beautiful like Rachel, devoted as Ruth, dignified like Naomi, wise as Ima Shalom, learned like Bruria, faithful as Miriam, determined like Tamar, strong as Judith, thoughtful like Devorah, compassionate as Emma Lazarus, assertive like Golda Meir, courageous as Hannah Senesh, and hopeful like Anne Frank. Mishaberach avotenu Avraham Yitzhak v'Yaakov v'imotenu Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah hu yevarech et habat hazot v'yikara shema b'Yisrael Zohara bat Hana Rachel v'Mark v'yishmera mikol tzara v'tzukah v'yizku horecha legadla l'Torah u'lema'asim l'chupa u'lema'asim tovim v'nomar, we say amen. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless this daughter. May your name be known among Israel as Zohara bat Hana Rachel v'Mark. May God, or whatever you believe is bigger than you, Lucy, guard you from harm and distress. May your family help you to grow into strength, into wisdom, into learning, into love, and into the great deeds of kindness that you already do and that you will continue to perform in this world. May our community be a source of home and comfort and safety and light for you. And together we say, Amen. Amen. So Rabbi Chasen and I get the chance to bless you, Lucy, with one of the oldest prayers from our tradition. It's the priestly blessing. And we also use it to bless our children on services on Shabbat, on Friday nights. And so we're going to share these words with you, and then our whole community will get a chance to bless you on this sacred moment.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and guard you.
Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May the light of God shine upon you and be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
May God always be with you, bring you peace, and may you be a vessel of peace in this world that desperately needs it. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, come on. Words of Shehecheanu we offer to Lucy and her family. to honor this sacred moment that we get to share with you together.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו וקימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
Mazal tov. Lucy's reward for now officially being a part of the covenant of our people is that she is now going to help us lead our next prayer. So we are going to rise for Shema. We are on page 34.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Are you ready? Okay, come right here. Ready, steady, go.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ושוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
As we prepare to join together in words of Mi Chamocha, I was struck by these words from the psychologist Carl Rogers. He said, "A person is a fluid process, not a fixed and static entity, a flowing river of change, not a block of solid material, a continually changing constellation of potentialities, not a fixed quantity of traits." And each time we recite this prayer, we're reenacting our people's story, that moment of change when they moved from being an enslaved people to a free people. And for me, it's a moment of inspiration for us to think about what's the change that we need to undergo. Because our tradition, like Rogers teaches as well, believes that we are always changing. We're constantly growing and constantly learning and becoming those people of forgiveness, of love, of compassion, of justice that we yearn to be. And so tonight, as we join together in these words, perhaps they can provide us with the courage, with the wisdom to make just one small incremental change that might move us a little bit closer to those people we envision us being. We'll join together on page 40, words of Mi Chamocha.
מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקי הים לפני משה ומרים, מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקי הים לפני משה ומרים, זה לי, הנו ואמרו, אדוני
We turn to words of comfort, the Hashkivenu. It can be found on your supplemental pages. We're asking at a time when we need it the most for that feeling of safety, of shelter, of God's warmth being wrapped around us. Let's bring that feeling into this space here together. Please join us.
השכיבנו, אדוני אלוהינו, לשלום, לשלום, והעמידנו מלכנו לחיים. ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך. Shelter us beneath thy wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till
move into the Amidah on page 46, and I'll invite all who are able to please rise.
Adonai Svatai Tivtak Adonai Svatai Tivtak Ufi Yagi Tehiratecha Ufi Yagi Tehiratecha Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, בחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, בחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים רופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו משני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיה הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלע. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
We continue in silence through page 62. You can continue with words of the Amidah or take some time for your own quiet prayer and be seated when you are ready.
Page 62. Adonai Tsuri, Adonai Tsuri, Vego Ali. Adonai Tsuri, Tsuri, Vego Ali. Yehiu liratzon, Imrei fi, Vehegion libi lefanecha. Adonai Tsuri, Adonai Tsuri, Vego Ali.
Leo Beckers know how to sing. Sounded beautiful. Thank you to the choir, the ad hoc choir over here. A few weeks ago, I took my daughter Shifra to see The Lion King on stage in Costa Mesa. We marveled at the intricate animal costumes coming to life, at the inspiring music, at just the pure talent and majesty of it all. On our way home, Shifra asked me, "So Mom, what's the message of The Lion King?" And like a good mom and rabbi, I replied by asking her what she thought it was. And she recalled a message delivered by Simba from the memory of his father Mufasa. Remember who you are. Grief and guilt over the death of his father drive Simba from his kingdom. Attempting to run away from his past, he loses himself in the simple pleasures of life far from home. But when his childhood friend Nala confronts him, his father's words, "Remember who you are," sear his heart. Simba can no longer look away from himself. He can no longer hide from his responsibilities. In this week's Parsha, Ki Tisa, our people face a similar threat to their identity. Recently liberated from Egypt, the Israelites' wanderings in the wilderness thus far have been anything but easy. Asked to believe in a God they can't see, they follow Moses as he leads them from a life of slavery in Egypt to the freedom of the wilderness. But there's no food, no water, and really no plan. And then, just after things begin to get settled, Moses, the man that they had followed into the desert, the man who had promised them freedom, the man who could speak to this invisible God, vanishes. And he doesn't come back, at least not when he said he would. Alone in the wilderness, without a leader, desperate for a way to communicate with their God, they come to Moses' brother Aaron and demand that he makes them a god, one that they can look upon with their own eyes. Aaron obliges, fashioning them a molten calf, and they celebrate eating and drinking and dancing and praying to this idol. When Moses discovers the Israelites worshiping the calf, he smashes the tablets that he had just received from God on the ground. The people are punished, and their relationship with God is damaged, as the defining characteristic of the Israelites, to exist in a covenantal relationship with God, is severed. The Israelites, in a moment of fear and weakness, forgot who they were. They forgot why they were redeemed from Egypt, and forgot about their enduring relationship with God. For as God repeats in the Torah, you were redeemed from Egypt to be my people. As individuals and as a community and as a nation, we frequently face challenges that imperil the integrity of our identities. And in these defining moments, we must ultimately choose. Do we take a real look at ourselves and, like Simba, remember who we are, even when it's hard? Or do we abandon the values meant to define us, like our ancestors once did? Several weeks ago, I joined a clergy delegation to the US-Mexico border with HIAS. Founded over 100 years ago to help Jewish immigrants fleeing persecution and poverty settle in the United States, HIAS now helps to resettle thousands of refugees from diverse backgrounds and faiths, including Dasha and Slava and Misha and Christina from Ukraine, who Rabbi Chasen spoke about on last Shabbat. As our clergy group visited migrant shelters in Tijuana and stood next to the 30-foot border wall, as we toured an ICE detention center in San Diego and sat in on immigration court, I couldn't help but think about the famous words of Emma Lazarus, the new Colossus. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. These words engraved upon the base of the Statue of Liberty affirm the poet's understanding of American identity and act as a symbol for who we, as a society, are supposed to be. From our very beginnings, America has always been a nation of immigrants, one whose advances and successes were wrought by those who arrived here seeking freedom and opportunity and survival. But as our highest tour of the border continued, I began to wonder, what might these words, give me your tired, your poor, mean to the 25-year-old mother of 3 we met at the migrant shelter, whose husband was killed by gang members as they journeyed with their children from Honduras across multiple countries for 10 months to escape violence, only to wait for months in a Tijuana shelter just for an asylum interview? What might these words mean to the women who receive birth control pills as part of the package that they purchase in desperation from those promising to smuggle them across the border for exorbitant fees because it's assumed that women will get raped along the way? What might these words mean to the parents who leave their children at the border, never knowing if they will hold their cherished babies again, but knowing that their children may have a better chance of securing asylum as unaccompanied minors? How are those parents any different from Yocheved, placing Moses in the basket along the Nile River to secure his safety? Can any of us truly imagine the desperation required to make that agonizing decision to willingly separate ourselves from our children seem like a logical choice? The painful truth is that the words of the new Colossus mean nothing unless we make them mean something. Unless we, as Americans and as Jews, remember who we are. This past weekend on our confirmation class trip to Washington, D.C., I see many students who have actually been on that trip to Washington, D.C., we visited the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum. I've been to this museum probably 10 times, but this time I couldn't move from the description of the St. Louis, the ship from Hamburg that in 1939 carried 900 plus Jewish refugees seeking asylum from Nazi persecution. After the Cuban government refused to allow them to dock, the ship circled the coast of Florida, hoping for permission for entry, but access was denied. The ship was forced to return to Europe, sealing the fate of too many on board. Nor could I leave the description of the refugee crisis in 1938, when the United States refused to increase its own immigration quotas. We are Ivrim, we are Hebrews, or more literally, border crossers, those who pass through. We know all too well what it's like to be pushed out or kicked out or turned away. And that's why our Torah adjures us 36 times to embrace the stranger. It's not easy. So many of us are tired. There are too many fights at hand. The agony over what's happening in Israel and Gaza, as well as the dread we may feel about the future of our own country. Not to mention the daunting and ever-shifting legal and political landscape surrounding immigration. But as we face the challenges ahead, we must not forget who we are, where we came from, and the responsibilities that our Jewish and American stories demand. When you read the news and hear proposals about closing the border, it's not just some indiscriminate policy that will affect people we've never met. When you hear about President Biden or Donald Trump visiting the Texas border this week, it's not just political jockeying. It's where real people are fighting for their lives, just like our families once did. Simba needed his father's reminder and the urging of an old friend to return himself and to fulfill his responsibilities to his kingdom. The Israelites, they needed to see the tablets shatter to return to themselves and renew their relationship with God. And perhaps, for all of us, we can begin by asking that question, by trying to locate ourselves, and in so doing to remember who we are, a nation of immigrants, Ivrim, border crossers, whose responsibility is to protect the stranger and embrace them. One of the last stops of our border delegation offered real clarity about who we, as Jews, are supposed to be. After 3 days of watching people treated like they're disposable, we had the honor of visiting a shelter for asylum seekers in San Diego, run by Jewish Family Service. As migrant families first came off the bus to enter the shelter, mostly with just their backpacks, I saw for the first time their expressions of hope and relief. My eyes filled with tears, knowing that they are the lucky few who were able to cross, and that it was a Jewish organization who was giving them the bed and the shower and the food, the clothes, the dignity that they needed the most. The volunteers at that Jewish Family Service shelter innately understand that being an American Jew carries the responsibility to care for the stranger. They know who they are. Do we? Shabbat shalom.
"36 times. We're called to love the stranger because we know what the stranger's plight is. We know what it feels like. That is echoed in the experience that we join in every Shabbat at this moment, as we make the transition to the concluding prayers of our service. And we join in a prayer for healing, because we know what it's like to be struggling with life itself, to wonder about our physical, our emotional, our psychological, our spiritual health. Feeling ourselves shake in this way, we are called to think of those in our circles of love, friendship, community, perhaps from work or school, those who who are struggling to regain their balance. And so in a few moments, we're going to join together in a prayer for healing in the middle of page 253. Before we do so, I want to invite any of you who would wish to speak aloud the name of someone in your personal circle who you would like to include in our collective prayer for healing on this Shabbat evening to stand at this time. And when my eyes meet yours, if you'll please speak those names aloud to our congregation.
My granddaughter, Sophia Graceful. Gregory Lane, Mark Port, and Michelle Peters.
For all of them, for all of us, we join together in prayer in the middle of page 253. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishebeira imotenu mekor habrachot lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Aleinu can be found at the bottom of page 282. As you're able, please rise.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהן, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
On page 287.
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו ושמו אחד, ושמו אחד.
A musical meditation to prepare us for the recitation of Kaddish, whose words are found at the bottom of page 291. There are stars up above, so far away we only see their light. Long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we love. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us as we live our days. These are the ways we remember. As we live our days, these are the ways we remember. We remember. As we prepare to recite the Kaddish this evening, we remember especially Rosalind Berkson, Bert Bleckman, Robert T. Bleiweiss, Diane Castro, Sylvia Seisner, Samuel Flom, Monique Friedman, Ann Geller, David Gersten, Rose A. Goldman, Spencer Greenwood, William Haber, Samuel Hutman Jr., Meyer Isaacman, Sarah Jacobs, Mark Charles Levy, Nancy Liffland, Herbert Maccabee, Jackie Mancall, Seal Moss, Catherine Pierce, Michael Radford, Susan Weil Sale, Martin J. Seligman, William Schickman, Rosalind Simon, Harriet Soares, Joseph Wapner, Ida Weishart. Are there other names we should include? If so, please speak them aloud.
Carrie Biddlestein. Zoe Bauer.
We take them all into our hearts along with all others who we name in our hearts, and along with those who have perished as innocent victims of violence in Gaza, in Israel, and so many troubled corners throughout the world that we must guide to peace. We say, Zecher Tzadik Livracha, the memory of the righteous is an everlasting blessing. Together, let us give thanks for the blessing of life with the words of Mourner's Kaddish found on page 294. As you're able, please rise. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, v'yamad yivrach yirteh v'yamlich malchuteh, b'chayechon v'yom echon, u'v'chayeh d'chol Beit Yisrael, b'agala u'yizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lomei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh,
v'yitadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudusha barechu. Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, ta'amiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, v'ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru, amen. May the giver of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved among us, and let us together say, Amen.
Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.